30, 26, brother. Listen, this would not have been this one-sided of a matchup if his original opponent had stayed in there. He was supposed to fight Claudio Silva, who is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner, one of the best black belts out there, known for being full steam ahead first round, punches, submissions, everything. Instead, you get Takashi Sato, who's a little more reserved, a big puncher who can't let his hands go because every time he does, Gunnar Nelson did what Tom Aspinall did to Volkov, but just 10 times better because he's just a seasoned veteran. This is old school gunning right here. Old school Gunnar Nelson fighting out of Iceland, you know what I mean? One of the best karate, wrestler, jiu-jitsu, all, you know, listen, brother, this is the point. Gunnar Nelson says, karate stance. I'm going to wait until you overcommit on your weight, off balance yourself, and I'm just going to shoot right on in for the double. And once I get you on the ground, I'm going to put in a body triangle, and you're not going anywhere. And that was the story. I think it was round 2. He had 2 takedowns and like 5 minutes of control time. 2 for 2. Not even like 2 for 5, 2 for 4. 2 for 2. So Gunnar Nelson showed prime grappling capacities. Gunnar Nelson showed that his striking is still crispy. Gunnar Nelson showed that Wonder Boy ain't the only karate dude out here in the UFC. And Gunnar Nelson also basically showcased that he wants to get back in there with the toughest of the welterweight division. How impressed were you, given that at the end of the day, this dude hadn't fought since, 2019? He hadn't picked up a win. Last was 2018. It was against Alex Cowboy Oliveira. To get one on the board against Takashi Sato in a convincing decision where you almost finished him in every single round, this was the most impressive way to come back. And oftentimes, you do not see people come back like this. What is the future for Gunnar Nelson? And while you say that, I'll pull up his age and all that to see how old he is. But give me your take on that.
Yeah, man, very impressive and dominating performance from Gunnar Nelson. Classic Gunny. This dude, man, I was expecting to see a little bit of rust, a little bit of feel it out, feel how things are going to go in that karate stance. It's hard when you've taken a little bit of a break. You don't have that same kind of pop. You don't have that same kind of go that you're used to. Except for Gunny Nelson, man. Somebody shared the fountain of youth secret sauce right there because homeboy looked crisp. He looked clean. Looked sharp mentally, too. Very sharp mentally. He'd see what Takashi Sato was doing, blitz on the inside, come in. Like you said, once he had the back, and once he got to the ground, getting to the back, flawless, seamless right there. Puts on the body triangle, and it's just classic gunning from there, man. Credit to Sato for not getting, choked out and submitted or TKO'd, because that's a very hard thing to do when a dude is literally wrapped around you like a backpack, smashing on you from the top. Very credit to Sato, but man, Gunnar Nelson, this dude, for being what? Tell me his age. Did you look it up?
33, brother. Prime, okay. Young 33. Oh, Lord.
33 for being 33. He still has, because I was betting he was about 35. I was gonna say there's like 2-3 years still to get things done. This dude has even longer now. He's got 5-6 years. We're gonna see a lot of Gunnar Nelson coming back, looking mean, looking sharp in there. And what he has is the nice style to be able to fight anybody. Yeah. Whether it's a wrestler and he can, use the blitz against them, or, you're going to go against a grappling guy, he can out grapple. This dude has a lot of stuff, man. We're seeing a lot coming for Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah, I'd just say this is just a classic clinical surgical performance, but I do want to say there was a little bit of controversy, man. Folks were noting on the interwebs that Takashi Sato was being a little dirty, that he was grabbing Gunnar Nelson's individual fingers and trying to manipulate that. And folks, for if you're not in the know, you can't do small joint locks. You know what I mean? You can't take someone's finger and just try to snap it in half. That's illegal. You can't do that. But if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Sato had to do something. When your back is taken the entire fight, you got to do something, right? I will also say Takashi Sato, who had been choked out a couple times in his last couple of losses. This is why I predicted Gunnar Nelson via choke. I thought he would get some type of rear naked, whatever, a guillotine. That's what he gets everybody with. You have to say the submission defense of Sato was pretty impressive, my man. Like, his back was taken the whole time, and he's just neck down, fighting, you know what I mean? Trying to not let his Gunnar just slip an arm in there, because once you do, it's game over, and he was able to stave him off. You still ended up with like a 30-26 decision, but this was just impressive for Gunnar Nelson. He says he still is eyeing that Santiago Ponzinibbio fight, because he got knocked out by him in the first round back in 2017. So Ponzinibbio versus Nelson, two dudes who had their own distinct layoffs, who have come back. And folks, if you do not know, I will just say the reason Gunnar Nelson was out wasn't because he was contemplating retirement or because he wasn't in love with the sport anymore, but he actually was wrestling Man Mountain. And if you don't know who that dude is, the big monster, giant dude, Conor McGregor sparred with him before. He was wrestling him and ended up having some pretty nasty rib injuries that took a long time to heal. Rib injuries are very nagging and do take a long time to heal. So that kept him out of commission. But the bright side, AJ, is that it probably allowed the man to recover and to put less miles on his body. So now at 33, he's a young 33. He's not an old 33. Let's see what happens in the future with Gunnar Nelson, but this is a blast from the past. This is one of the only old names you're going to be hearing sticking around here in the future. This is of the Andre Arlovsky-esque types, but everybody else probably going to get the boot here in the near future. But